All right, ladies and gentlemen, time has come. We are working on snuggles again. You can see a sneak peek of what we're doing. At the last event, I snapped my steering knuckle. As you can see, the boogers are all just the Harbor Freight welder. I snapped the knuckle right where the tie rod goes and couldn't drive the rest of the event. This was the most recent Ozark. I didn't post anything about it, but I was tired of being a poor boy and always running steering knuckles, so like cut and welded knuckles. So I went ahead and spent a lot of money. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that now. So as you can see, we got a custom FDF Mantis Angle Kit. It is gold to match all the random gold accessories I have. You know, the engine bay is gold, or the engine like valve covers and stuff are gold. But we got that. We also got BC coils for this thing now, so we're not running the I don't even know what coilovers we were running. There were some junk coilovers. I've had them for years. Phoenix, come in here. But yeah, so we're gonna be running the FDF Mantis Angle Kit. We got an event in about 2 weeks, so I wanna get these on. That way I can get it aligned. You can see how dirty the car is. I gotta get it washed. It was raining at the last event and haven't cleaned it because couldn't really push it in and out of the garage. I did get some knuckles cut and welded in case these didn't arrive in time, but they got here, so I'm gonna try to get them put on here. Safety first, as always. I'm gonna put the car up on some jack stands. Wheels off, spacers off. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the brake off. Brake caliper, I'm gonna hang it up against the coilovers. These are my new BCs on here. I already got them put in, but with my backup plan was to have these knuckles on here. And but now I have the FDF, so that's now go back to plan A essentially. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the brake off, and then I'll break this nut loose, unbolt the coilover, start unbolting everything else, take it probably all out as one assembly after I get the brakes off. So like I said earlier, my original plan, don't eat that. My original plan was to use these knuckles, so I still had cut and welded knuckles, but I don't really want to run cut and welded knuckles anymore. But had a bunch of issues with my steering binding, and I don't know if it's the steering rack or if it's the cut and welded knuckles. It's significantly better now with the rack steering spacers, or like the forward tie rod spacers or whatever, but it still has an issue. So I don't know if it's the rack or if it's the angle kit. So with the FDF, I'll kind of be able to tell if it does the exact same thing, then I know it's the rack that's giving me an issue. And if that is the issue, then somewhere in all of that we have another steering rack that is a fresh one, so I will be able to just throw a new rack in and should be good. So the old setup, as you can see, it's out. Like I said, the tie rod rack spacers there, those helped a lot, but I still, every once in a while, I got steering bind more than full lock. So hopefully it's not the steering rack and I don't have to deal with that, but big difference between this and this. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in there. So I didn't realize this. I have you see my steering rack, see where the notches are at? Kind of like 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Well, so that's like a early model S13, I guess, steering rack. So the notches on that one don't match properly. So what I'm gonna have to do, what FDF recommends, is grind your own notches essentially. So I have to grind into my steering rack, which kind of sucks, but oh well, so we're gonna have to do. All right, so we got this hub. It is storming. We got this hub and lower control arm on. Looks pretty sick in here. Don't mind how dirty it is. I haven't put the tie rod on because I think I might have to cut notches in that steering rack. So I have the early model steering rack. Not 100% positive on that, so I'm gonna start on the other side to verify that I do. That way I'm not mixing these spindles up. But for right now, this looks pretty pimp. I probably won't finish it today because it's storming now, and kind of wondering if my tree is gonna fall on my car or my truck. So hopefully it won't. But yeah, I'm gonna start on the other side right now and hang this up, start taking all this apart, and hopefully we don't have to cut that steering rack, but never know, I guess, till we do it. Went ahead and cut the notches. They look like shit, but they fit. Kinda. Takes a second for me to line it up because I'm stupid. Oh, had it. So they would fit like that. Not sure if you can really see anything, but they fit. So I'm gonna go get some Loctite because I am not trying to have my tie rods fall off while I'm drifting. So I'm gonna get Loctite, put it on there, and or put it on the bolt, and then put these on. So what I'm doing is the top hats now. I am taping it off to where I know that I have to mark something here and here. Go ahead and kind of, I'll show you what I did on the other side. So it looks like shit, but you'll be able to adjust the dampening from top here, and then once you rotate it, you can adjust it from here as well. So I'm gonna try and clean that up a bit, and then obviously I'm gonna sand all this down because I got paint peeling now, and sand it down and repaint it before I put the nuts back on. But I'm gonna go ahead and start doing this side. So I cut my finger, so I took a file and got all the extra metal off the edges, sandpaper afterwards. And then I cut this side, covered everything up in case there's any sort of like fuel leaks or anything. I don't want it catching on fire. This side went a lot better. I still have to sand it, but I used the file on it. Everything seems to be pretty much gone. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand all the tops, and then I need to take apart the coil over, which I've never actually done that before, but I assume the spring is gonna be held on still by this, or by all of this, and all I have to do is just take that top off. But take that off, stick it through the hole on that top hat, and then we should be good. We got the top hats installed. I'm gonna put the little dampening thing back in here. Tighten this down a bit. But pretty much everything is done. I'm going to torque these down, and then I need to tighten all of the acronym, I don't know how you say that word, but tighten that down, and then should be good to put the wheels on, brakes and wheels. Yeah, everything is tightened up except for my tie rods, because I'm gonna eyeball line it. Gotta clean my garage, it's super dirty. Let's drop it. Let's see where we're at. I noticed this side's super low. Barely a finger can go in between here. Sticks out crazy wide. Also, this side is a huge gap, you know, like compared to the last one, or that other one. Overall, there's a little bit of adjusting I'm gonna have to do, but the FDF Mantis Angle Kit is installed, and we still have to get an alignment, but we should be good for Ozarks at this point. We can do all the other stuff really quickly. So I actually put on my front bumper now, because with the FDF kit, it was hitting my fender whenever it was rotating, the wheel was rotating inwards, and with the bumper on, it pulls the fender slightly out, so it doesn't, the wheel doesn't hit it. Now, I mean, it looks okay. Obviously, I don't have headlight covers on, but the paint that I used, I never actually clear coated it, and then I got like brake cleaner and stuff like that on the front bumper, so it kind of looks like shit. But I did find, I don't know if you can see it over here, there's a gallon of the paint that I used for this. There's still probably a quarter of it left, so I'm gonna probably try and just throw a little bit in the paint gun It probably won't be perfectly matched because I don't remember the mixture ratios that I did whenever I painted this car, but I'm gonna do that and the headlight covers. I found those. And then we kind of have like a full car again. So we'll see how it goes. I need to make mounting brackets for the front a little bit, like this section. And then, yeah. Also, I was doing some thinking, and this is that knuckle that I snapped. I posted a video of Ozarks where I crashed my car, and it was on this side. And then I let it sit for all winter because I didn't have to really do anything after that event. And then I went to Ozark again and didn't post anything because it was a rainy event. Wasn't very great, but that's the event that I snapped my knuckle, was in the rain. So I'm thinking I actually, like when I crashed the car, I actually compromised and cracked that weld. I had to do like booger Harbor Freight welds to get it like pushed off the trailer and back into the garage. So don't mind that, but yeah, so I think that's probably actually what compromised that steering knuckle in the long run. And now we have FDF though, so hopefully it treats me well, and we'll be good at this next event. So like the video, share it. Hopefully I'll get some GoPro footage, and hopefully I don't have any steering rack issues and it was just the angle kit. Yeah, should be a wild ride now. See you guys.